Hello, welcome to Power Life Live. I'm Kristina, and guess who's back? Courtney's back. It's so much fun to do this together, and I'm really glad that we can make it work. I bet you missed her as much as I did. This is going to be a little bit different for us today. I have just something else in mind for this week that has just been showing up in my body when I get up onto my mat without a plan. So today is going to look like a power 1.5 or so for about half of the class, and then just deep stretching, a little restore vibes for the second half of the class. So it's going to be about an hour, and it's going to look different from our other formats, but like I said, this is literally what my body has been asking for. And I think I might not be alone in this, and that just taking a step back and spending a little bit more time in poses, and definitely spending more time with our breath. So I hope you enjoy it. Press play on your playlist today and meet in time out. I am actually going to offer up modifications with blocks today, especially for the second half of our class. So Courtney has blocks for the second half, totally optional. If you don't have blocks at home, another kind of support could be helpful: a stack of pillows or a foam roller if you have it, or a box or something. You guys know what props look like at this point. So maybe you just kind of pause this and find something for your practice, and then press play on your playlist and meet in an easy seated pose on your mat. So for Courtney, that looks like crisscross legs. For me, I think I'm going to take a hero's pose today. So sitting on my shin, sitting on my feet, and bring your knees together, your heels just slightly outside of your hips if you're in a hero's pose. And wherever you are, shift a little bit from side to side so you feel your sits bones ground down into something. Might be the mat, it might be your heels, it might be a block if that feels more comfortable for you. And then place your hands palms face down on your thighs or your knees, again, depending on how you're sitting down today. Draw your shoulders up to your ears, and exhale, roll your shoulders back and down. Inhale, bring your shoulders all the way up to your ears. And exhale, roll and shrug them down your back one more time. Breathe in, shoulders up. And exhale, roll your shoulders back and down. Take a deep breath in for a 4 count. 1, 2, 3, 4. A little pause at the top. And exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Little pause at the bottom. Again, breathe in. 2, 3, 4. Pause. 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. In. 2, 3, 4. Pause. Out. 2, 3, 4. Pause. In. 2, 3, 4. Pause. Out. 3, 2, 1. Pause. A few more rounds. Your breath, taking the full count of an inhale. Pause at the top and exhale. Today, we are looking for moments of rest in our practice. The Power Life Foundation is breath to movement. Vinyasa yoga is breath to movement. And today we will think about, of course, that link, that union between the two, but also breath and stillness. Take one more full round of breath wherever you are. Feel your shoulders start to naturally lengthen down away from your ears, settle in toward your shoulder blades. And when you are ready, downward facing dog. Take all the time you want getting there. Spread your fingertips out wide on your mat. Tuck your toes, lift your hips toward the ceiling. Start to pedal out your feet one at a time, straightening the back of each leg. No rush. I hope today that you will find that we can find rest in even the smallest moments. So already we have found a small moment of rest between our inhales and our exhales. We find a little bit of stillness. We find even the smallest moment to reset, to prepare for what comes next, and to rest from what has come before. Take a deep breath in through your nose and exhale, sigh out your mouth. Wonderful. Inhale, high plank. Shift forward, stack your shoulders over your wrists. Stay and breathe. Draw your belly in and up. Try activating your quads here. Notice how that changes the pose for you. A small modification that we don't always think about. We tend to think about high plank as being a massive upper body strengthener, which it of course is, but by activating the lower body, we support the upper body in this work. Very nice, everybody. Stack your heels over the balls of your feet. Breathe in. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, high plank, shift forward. Exhale, downward facing dog. One more time. Breathe in, high plank. Breathe out, down dog. Lower your knees, tabletop. Take a breath in, cow pose. Stay and breathe. Drop your belly, lift your heart. Yep, so just the opposite there that you've got. Yep. It's been a minute, folks. Let's show her some grace. Tip your chin up very slightly towards the sky and then release your belly for a second. Let it hang really, really low. Take a breath in. Exhale, cat pose. There we go. Round your spine, tuck your chin, stay and breathe. Long breaths. There's nothing to rush through here. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, cat pose. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, tabletop. Exhale, stay. Inhale, lift your left arm up high towards the sky. Maybe you gaze and look straight up and you kind of open your chest towards the left side of your mat. Take a couple of wrist rolls here. Take a full breath in as you reach your fingertips high and exhale, thread the needle. Slide your left arm under your right. Bring your left cheek to the mat. Stay and breathe. Options here for your right hand are to reach your right fingertips towards the front of your mat if you'd like. Or you can take a half bind, reaching your right hand back toward your left hip, but don't compromise the shape of your back to meet that goal. Just focus on what feels really good. So this is an intro spinal twist for us. Just feels really good to start to loosen up the upper back and shoulders, find a little bit mobility here, and then work on training the breath almost to stay full and deep during twists, which can be a little bit difficult for the body. It kind of wants to seize up a little bit. So just notice your breath. Maybe it feels a little bit short. and then start to actively lengthen it. Explore more space in the body. Walk your right hand back underneath your shoulder. Exhale. Inhale, reach your left arm up towards the sky. Take another couple of wrist rolls here and then breathe out, tabletop. Other side. Inhale, right arm high. Wrist rolls as you like. Maybe you kind of open up that shoulder, like wave to your friend from the shore. Yes. And exhale, thread the needle. Here we go. Slide right arm underneath left. Right palm faces up. Beautiful. Stay and breathe. Arm options belong to you. So either reach your left hand forward or take your left hand back toward your right hip. Reach both sits bones back to the back edge of your mat. Wonderful. Exhale, walk your right hand underneath your shoulder. Inhale, reach your right arm up towards the sky. Exhale, tabletop. Breathe in, tuck your toes, look forward. Exhale, downward facing dog. We meet again. Take a moment here to pause, to notice your back, what changes you've already made to your back through the flexion and extension in our cow and cat, and through the small twists and thread the needle. So just take a moment to recover from the work you've done, to prepare for the work you can do from here. Breathe in, pause at the top, and exhale, let it go. Inhale, lift your right leg high. Exhale, knee to nose. Round your back, shift your weight forward. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose. Make it really slow. Take your whole exhale to get there. Inhale, three-legged dog. Extend through the lifted leg. Exhale, knee to nose. Listen for the change. Inhale, hug your knee in closer to your chest. Squeeze it, lift it. Exhale, low lunge. Drop your right foot between your hands. Inhale, crescent moon. Drop your back, left knee, and rise up. Hands can start on your hips or your knee at your heart or reaching up towards the sky. Just pay attention to your low back with each adjustment that you make and decide what feels best. Be careful not to dump all of your weight forward. You want to keep that same integrity in your quad that we had during your high plank. So activate the front leg as much as you stretch the back leg. Beautiful. Breathe in, reach your fingertips higher. Exhale, drop your shoulders lower. Breathe in. Exhale, half split. Sit your hips back, flex your right foot forward. Breathe, stay. Notice more length in the back of your right leg. Press your heart forward. Reach your right hip back. Wonderful. Exhale. Inhale, low lunge, rock forward on your right foot, lift your left knee. Exhale, pyramid pose. Breathe here, straighten your right leg, and then fold your torso over the front edge of your body, the front leg of your body. It's a front edge. Spend a moment thinking about that. Reach your right hip back behind you. If you have your blocks nearby, this might be a really nice place for them, for your hands, just to offer a little bit more support. Exhale. Inhale, low lunge, look forward, lift your fingertips up away from the mat, just rise up slowly. Exhale, low lunge, hands to the mat. Breathe in, high plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe in through your nose, rest here. Exhale, sigh it out your mouth. Inhale, lift your left leg high. Exhale, knee to nose. Beautiful. Shift forward. It takes a long time. Inhale, lift your left leg, slow the whole thing down. Exhale, knee to nose. Take 4 counts to get there. Beautiful. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, hug your knee in even tighter. Squeeze your belly. Exhale, low lunge. There's that tiny, beautiful pause. Inhale, crescent moon. Stay and breathe. Drop your right knee, lift your heart, lift your chest. So that is a very intentional move right there. That breath in, hold, squeeze, lift your knee, and then exhale, lower the foot. We're training our body to make a more intentional movement there. So we like to say, bring it, don't swing it. Slow that whole thing down when we flow this in just a minute. Breathe in. Exhale, half splits, stay and breathe here. Beautiful. Flex your left toes toward your face and then lengthen through the crown of your head. So you might not get as close to your leg as you imagine you could or should be, but the longer your spine is here, the more length and sensation you're going to feel in the back of your left leg. So let's go for sensation rather than sort of the aesthetics of the pose. That's our commitment to each other. Exhale. Inhale, low lunge, lift your back knee. Exhale, pyramid pose. Stay and breathe. Beautiful. So you can even stay lifted on the back foot there. If your right heel is kind of peeled away from the mat, that's totally fine. We're just kind of doing almost a modified version of this. Pull your left hip back in line with your right. Nice, Courtney. And then just release tension in your neck. Maybe you just gently move it from side to side, or you're nodding it slowly. Just release stuff that's hanging on in there. Beautiful. Take an exhale. Inhale, low lunge, gaze forward, lift your fingertips so you kind of hover up away from the mat. Very nice. Exhale, step your hands down, low lunge. Breathe in, high plank. And exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe in through your nose. Breathe out through your mouth. Let's flow this one time. Inhale, lift your right leg high. Exhale, knee to nose. Listen. Inhale, hug your knee closer and tighter. Exhale, low lunge. Really nice, everybody. Inhale, crescent moon. It's so slow. Exhale, half splits. Inhale, low lunge. Lift your back knee. Exhale, pyramid pose. Inhale, low lunge, gaze forward, lift your fingertips. This is so much good work for the front leg. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, high plank, listen for the change. Exhale, lower all the way down to your belly. Use your knees. That might feel really, really good today. Inhale, low cobra. Let's do it 3 times. Exhale, release. Inhale, low cobra. Exhale, release. Squeeze your elbows closer together. Breathe in, low cobra. Exhale, release. Inhale, tabletop. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe in, lift your left leg. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, hug it in even closer. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, crescent moon. Exhale, half splits. Inhale, low lunge, tiny pause here. Exhale, pyramid pose. Inhale, low lunge, look up, lift your fingertips. Exhale, low lunge. Breathe in, high plank, listen for the change. Exhale, chaturanga, or you can lower down for your low cobra. You get to make that choice here today. Your exhale, wherever you are, takes you back to downward facing dog. Find time for rest right here. I'm going to tell you right now that we don't have a peak pose for today, and I want you to find, hopefully, a little freedom in there. That all of these poses are meant to be really well rounded, to work every corner of our body, and not necessarily lead us to a great big dramatic representation of the work that we do on our mat. We'll come back to that in a minute. So just any ideas that you might have about a peak pose today, you can kind of put those aside for another practice. Take a breath in through your nose. Take a breath out through your mouth. Wonderful, everybody. Inhale, lift your right leg. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, hug it in toward your chest. Find that moment of rest. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, crescent lunge. Sweep your arms up. Your knee is lifted this time. Exhale, airplane your arms. Shift your body forward. We're going to flow this. Inhale, crescent lunge. Vertical, rise up. Exhale, airplane your arms. Hinge forward. Draw your belly in. Breathe in, crescent. Breathe out, airplane your arms. Inhale, crescent lunge, stay and breathe. If this feels like too much for your shoulders at this moment, know that you can always bring your hands to heart center or your hips. I don't know, maybe you feel like I mean business today. I got my hands on my hips. You're the boss. Pull your right hip back, pull your left hip forward. Very good. Now draw your tailbone down to the mat as you lift the crown of your head up. And you might notice, like Courtney's knee, it might bend a little bit to make that adjustment. Prioritize a long spine over a hyper extended back leg. Beautiful, everybody. Take a breath in. Exhale, vertical twist to the right, right arm back, left arm forward. Breathe in, crescent lunge, back to center. Exhale, vertical twist to the right. Breathe in, crescent lunge. Exhale, vertical twist, stay and breathe. Reach your right arm back so that it's parallel to the mat. Can you lift it a little bit higher? Yes, you can. Courtney has a baby at home and I can see her baby's rubber band wrapped around her tiny pinky. Okay, that's cute. Oh, that's wonderful. Okay. Drop your shoulders down away from your ears. Really nice, everybody. Now scissor your inner thighs towards one another. That means drawing back on your left inner thigh or right inner thigh. There you go. Drawing forward with your left. It's all energetic. You're doing so wonderful. Take a breath out. Inhale, exalted warrior. Right arm to the left thigh. Left arm up towards the sky. Exhale, low lunge. Cartwheel your hands down to the mat. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, chaturanga or low cobra. Your choice. Breathe in, upward facing dog. Breathe out, downward facing dog. There is time for rest right here. Recover from the work you've done. Prepare for the work you can do. Beautiful. Breathe in through your nose. Breathe out through your mouth. Inhale, lift your left leg high. Exhale, knee to nose. Wonderful, everybody. Breathe in, hug it in tighter. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, crescent lunge. Keep your knee lifted. There you go. Exhale, airplane arms. Lots of control through your upper body. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, airplane your arms. Breathe in, crescent lunge. Exhale, airplane arms. This is so nice, you guys. Breathe in, crescent lunge. Stay with your breath. Stay in this pose. Look for tiny moments of rest. I guarantee you they can live at the top and the bottom of each breath. So look there. Maybe you start counting your breath again to bring you back into your practice, bring you back onto your mat. This time belongs completely to you. Guide your breath, guide your mind back onto your mat. Breathe in, lengthen your arms. Exhale, vertical twist to the left. Left arm back, right arm forward. Inhale, crescent lunge, front of your space. Exhale, vertical twist to the left. Inhale, crescent lunge, front of your space. Exhale, vertical twist. Stay and breathe. Beautiful, everybody. Now pull back with your left hand slightly. Yes. She's like, I'd rather not. I appreciate the suggestion. Not at this time. And that's okay. This is your practice. Wonderful. Now try that scissoring of your inner thighs together where you hug them in towards one another like you're snipping scissors. Really, really active in your lower body, your upper body. Beautiful, everyone. Stay with an exhale. Inhale, exalted warrior. Your left hand comes to the back of your right thigh. Reach your right hand up. Gaze up and forward. Exhale, low lunge. Big cartwheel for your arms all the way down. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, flow through your vinyasa. That might be all the way to the ground. That might be chaturanga. Exhale takes everyone back to downward facing dog. 5 breaths right here. You can decide if that looks like downward facing dog. If you need something more restorative, that might look like child's pose. Your choice here. Take a full breath in. Stay for your full breath out. Do that again. Breathe in together. Pause at the top. Breathe out. All right, let's flow and add on. Inhale, reach your right leg high. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, hug your knee in tighter. This is all intentional. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, airplane your arms. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, vertical twist. Inhale, exalted warrior. Listen for the change. Exhale, revolved crescent lunge. Left elbow comes to the outside of your right thigh or the top of your right thigh, and hands come together in a prayer formation. Beautiful. Stay and breathe. You know you can drop your back knee if that feels better for you here. Not only will you prioritize the twist, you might even prioritize length in your left hip flexor. I think this stretch feels so good. We don't always have to be working toward a goal to feel progress being made. Can you already identify some of the changes that have been made in your body, especially when it comes to twists? Scoop your left rib toward your right inner thigh. Look for a little bit more sensation than you found, even in our thread the needle from beginning of class. Exhale. We can do this together. Inhale, crescent lunge. Stay here for a breath out. Inhale, warrior 2. Stay and breathe. Open up your feet. Gently pigeon toe your left toes in, and then sink into that front lunge. Your right thigh is really working right here. Offer it some big breath, a lot of support. Lift your arms so they're parallel to the mat, really nice, and then drop your shoulders down away from your ears. Excellent adjustments, everybody. I can see them in Courtney immediately, but I know you're doing the same thing. Really nice. Take a breath in. Exhale, extended side angle. Stay and breathe. Connect your right arm to your right thigh. Reach your left arm up. Stay with that big full breath. Know that progress is being made right here. You're making time for yourself. You are making much more space for your breath than you probably have all day long. Wonderful, everybody. Lengthen through the right side body. Find support through your obliques. Exhale. Inhale, reverse warrior, breathe. Stay in that deep lunge if you can. I understand if you want to straighten your leg and then sink back into it. Your choice, your body, respect where you are today. Drop your right shoulder down away from your ears. Breathe in. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, straighten your right leg. Exhale, reach forward as far as you can, triangle. Tip the body down as you reach toward your right shin, your right ankle. The energetics are toward the floor, but look how much length Courtney has in her right side body. She's not compromising any length in her spine for a connection toward the ground. So don't touch anything on the floor that causes your left shoulder to roll in or your right side to like accordion in a little bit. Maintain length. Breathe out. Inhale, reverse triangle, a few breaths right here. So right leg stays long. Reach your right fingertips up towards the sky. So good. Really nice, everybody. Take a breath in. Exhale, skandasana to the back of your mat. Big side lunge. So you can stay at a half lift or you can come all the way down into a toe stand if you'd like on the left foot. Wherever you are, flex your right foot up towards the sky. Blocks might be really helpful for you under your hands. I would even suggest really bringing your hands down to the mat for support today. So lots of time easing your hips, easing your right inner thigh into this stretch. Really wonderful, everybody. Stay with your breath. Look for the tiny moments of rest that exist even in the smallest, even in the most unlikely places, like in between your inhale and exhale. There is time for you. Breathe out. Low lunge, top of your mat, right foot is in front. Look forward, and on your next exhale, runner's lunge. Bring both hands to the inside of your right foot and wiggle walk your right foot to the top right corner of your mat. Lower your left knee down towards the mat. Flatten the shoelace side of your foot. Beautiful. You can come down to your forearms if that feels good. You can stay up on your hands if that feels good, or roll onto the outside edge of your right foot. Just explore all the corners of this pose. We have lots of time here. This might feel pretty intense for your hips today or any day. Runner's lunge is not always a favorite pose for everyone because it gets into the juicy bits of our hips. Instead of running away from any feelings that might bubble up, why don't you just sort of allow them to be present? See what they have to offer you today. Inhale, tuck your left toes, lift your back knee, step your right foot back to meet your left. Exhale, bring your left hand just below your nose in the center of your mat. Inhale, side plank. Lift your right arm up towards the sky. Stagger your feet, or drop your left knee down if you want to find a kickstand. Wherever you are, reach your hips even higher. You can do that even on your knee. You can do that wherever you are. Reach your fingertips up high towards the sky. Beautiful. Maybe you open up your fingertips. Maybe create even more space in between your fingers, knowing so much exists, even in the smallest spaces. You are doing marvelous work. Breathe in, lift higher. Exhale, high plank. The vinyasa here is your choice. You are welcome to do a chaturanga. You are welcome to lower all the way to your belly, or just make your way to downward facing dog. Breathe in through your nose. Breathe out through your mouth. Inhale, lift your left leg high. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, hold and lift. Exhale, low lunge. Really nice, everybody. Breathe in, crescent lunge. Exhale, airplane your arms. Inhale, crescent lunge, so slow, like you're moving through pudding. Exhale, vertical twist to the left. Inhale, exalted warrior. Exhale, revolved crescent lunge. Nice big twist. Left elbow to the top of your right thigh and lower your right knee if you did so on the other side. Really nice, everybody. Scoop your left rib cage toward your right rib cage, toward your left inner thigh. Stay and be. We don't have to prove ourselves in a big, beautiful, dramatic pose to see how much work we've done, to notice the change in our bodies. I love a peak pose as much as the next yogi does. Sometimes it just feels really good to slow it down, notice the tiny changes, make space for our breath along the way, instead of getting caught up in using this as leverage to what comes next. Rather, enjoy the rest, enjoy the slower pace, and just listen to our bodies. Lift your back knee. If it's not up already, take a breath out. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, stay. Inhale, warrior two. Stay and breathe. Really nice, everybody. Sink low into the front lunge and then press your left knee out towards your baby toe. Perfect. So you might even feel a little stretch on your left inner thigh right there. Yes, she does. Okay, she does. I don't think she's done yoga since the last time she was in here, so she probably feels a lot of things right now. I hope you do too. Okay, good. Ah, so happy that you're here. Take a breath in. Exhale, extended side angle. Stay and breathe. I promise you, it's tempting to want to hold your breath in these challenging poses. Nothing will get you out of a pose faster than holding your breath. So honor the pose that you're in by lengthening everything here. Really nice. Your breath might get really, really loud. Sounds really nice. Exhale. Use your left side obliques. Breathe in, reverse your warrior. Stay for a few breaths right here. Love the soft touch with your right hand on your right leg. Maybe you already found a half bind. Breathe in. Feel that tiny, delicious pause at the top. And breathe out. Inhale. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, straighten your left leg. Exhale, triangle pose. Reach as far forward as you can and then tip your body down. Wonderful. So Courtney's connecting her left hand to about mid-shin. Just take notice where your left hand is and see if it's compromising any length in your left obliques. And then if it is, just ease up a little bit. I know that I'm saying just like it's so easy, but sometimes we can feel like we're sabotaging our practice by not being this aesthetic version of what we think yoga is. But offer yourself a little bit of ease right here, doing something that feels really good. That looks awesome. Stay for your breath out. Inhale, reverse triangle. A few breaths right here. Wonderful. Your left leg stays straight. Feeling that nice side body stretch. Take a breath out as you move to Skandasana at the back of your mat. Side lunge. Very good. Shift your weight over to your right foot. Flex your left foot up towards the sky. Beautiful. So you might be in a toe stand in your right foot. Might be in a side lunge. Whatever feels really good for your body. Lengthen out your breath here. Sink your tailbone energetically down towards the mat, and you feel almost like you're dragging your left foot to meet your right. Really nice. Exhale. Inhale, low lunge at the top of your mat. And exhale, runner's lunge. Walk your left foot to the top left corner of your mat, just nice and slow. We start to slow the breath down a little bit here. So still in control, but we are going to start transitioning into some more long holds here. We'll still get that side plank in, don't worry. Bring weight and breath into your hips, sink them lower toward your mat. Tuck your right toes, lift your right knee, step your left foot back to high plank. Exhale, bring your right hand just below your nose. Inhale, side plank. Wonderful, everybody. Lift your hips really high and then engage your quadriceps like we did in our high plank earlier. So everything works to get you even higher, to let you feel even more open up here. Yes, 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 you are doing so well. I've got you. Spread your fingertips wide. Breathe in. Exhale, high plank. Inhale, exhale, chaturanga, or maybe straight back to downward facing dog. You're the boss. Beautiful, everybody. Breathe in, breathe out. Inhale, lift your right leg high. Exhale, half pigeon. Right knee to right wrist, right ankle towards the left side of your mat. Yeah, so nice. And then maybe take a minute to look forward, look up, just to drop your left hip further down toward the mat. Really nice, everybody. Take a breath in. Exhale, sleeping pigeon. Feel free to release down toward your mat. Now, I find my favorite way to be in half pigeon for a while, because we're going to be here for a little bit, is to I'm going to show Courtney how to do this, to put one block on the second setting here, right underneath your chest, maybe right down the center of your chest, and then one block right underneath your forehead. So offer up a lot of support so that you can walk your elbows out towards the outer edges of your mat. Yeah, so this is one time where we don't necessarily need that alignment, as long as you have those supports under your chest. Now, if this feels like too much sensation on your left knee or your left hip, ease out of it. Maybe you'd rather have the block underneath your right hip in the back. That might feel even better. Maybe you have 4 blocks around. Maybe you have a body pillow. That could feel really supportive right here too. Something you don't mind getting a little sweaty. We don't have to prove ourselves on our mat to earn any sort of rest. We deserve every bit of rest we find during the day. We never have to earn time to take care of ourselves. We deserve every moment we find throughout the day. Sometimes, like in our practice, it might literally be the space in between a breath in and a breath out. Simply noticing it, simply honoring the fact that it exists, that you made time for it, is such a gift to yourself. Just a gentle reminder of where you are, that you are worthy of rest and time and space. You don't have to show up in a great big peacock pose or flying pigeon or hurdlers to the moon to deserve a shavasana. It always exists for you. How are you finding more time for yourself? How are you creating, perhaps in between your breath in between your breath out, that time for yourself? Tuck your left toes, come back up to your hands. Make everything as slow as possible, just really, really gentle. Take a breath in, reach your right leg up towards the sky, or maybe you just stretch it straight back, whatever feels best on your knee. Yeah, so slow, like you're moving through that pudding from earlier. And then on your next breath out, find downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your left leg high. And exhale, half pigeon. So slow, so sweet. And know that this side is going to look different from the other side. So we don't always allow um, many breaths to get into this pose in our normal power classes. So take a lot of time. Look forward, take a breath in, lower your right hip toward the mat, and then exhale, sleeping pigeon. Set up with your blocks or your props, whatever you have. Again, I really like something under my chest. I personally like the pressure there, but also the support. And then just release your elbows out towards the side, soften through your shoulders, and then maybe you work your jaw around a little bit. Unglue your tongue from the roof of your mouth. Gently tuck your right toes, come back up to your hands. Lift your left leg up towards the sky, three-legged dog, or some sort of variation of that. And exhale, downward facing dog. Lower to your knees and swing your legs out in front of you. We'll do some seated twists and a little more hip stretch. So let's start with your left leg on bottom so that your left knee points straight ahead and your left ankle foot is kind of right below your right hip. Beautiful. Yeah, so left knee points like straight ahead. Okay. She's like, I was doing my version of that. Cross your right foot over your left knee and start right here. Just shift a little bit from side to side. Feel your sits bones weight down toward the earth. Then bring your right hand behind your right hip. Breathe in, lift your left arm up towards the sky. Exhale, twist toward the right. Marichyasana, excuse me, version C. So this might be nice for you. You can always wrap your arm around your right knee if that feels a little bit better. With every breath in that you take, find more length up through the crown of your head. And with every exhale, offer up maybe even the suggestion of more twist in your spine. Check in with your breath here. Is it still feeling full? Are you still lengthening, finding the pause between your breath in and your breath out? Inhale here. Exhale, gently unwind back to center. From here, we'll play around a little bit with Gomukhasana. We're not totally ready for it, but we can do a sort of variation. So just test out wiggling your right foot out towards the left side of your mat and check in with your right hip flexor. How does that feel? And your outer right hip, still feeling okay. All right, again, your sits bones are there for you. Just wiggle side to side. And then from here, I even like to use my hands as support, is to lengthen up through the crown of my head and exhale, hinge from your hips forward over your right leg. You will definitely know when it's time to stop. Your outer right hip will send a pretty strong signal. This is a really nice place for blocks as well. If you feel like oh, maybe I could go a little bit further, maybe blocks under your forearms would feel really nice. Sometimes even a block under your chest in between your thigh could feel really good. So you just have a little bit less work to do with your upper body. So the whole point of the props is just to take some of the work out of your body so you can let time, let gravity do the work of stretching your body here. There is no rush in restore. There is no rush in stretching. Everything comes through time and gravity. Just letting those work on our body rather than us forcing a shape. So right here, you might just check in with how things feel in your hips. Maybe you feel ready to walk your hands a couple inches forward. Maybe you could try easing up a little bit and see if that changes your breath. Exhale here. Inhale, gently start to rise up. And then very carefully, even using your hands, just uncross your legs so that your feet are in front of you and hands right behind your hips. Just take a couple windshield wipers right here. Just knees off to the side. Just a nice little gentle twist for the low back. And then when you feel ready, we'll do the other side. Take your right knee this time so it points straight forward, top edge of your mat, and your right heel will come right underneath your left hip. Beautiful. Cross your left foot over your right knee, and then just rock a little bit from side to side. You can feel your sits bones play around where your right foot is. This is going to look different, I promise you. Well, I'm not there with you. Anyway, okay, left hand behind left hip. Reach your right arm up, take a breath and exhale, twist. Marichyasana, version C. Right elbow comes to the outside, maybe the top of your left knee, or you can hug your left knee in, which is the way that I like to take this pose. With every breath in, find more length up through the crown of your head. With every exhale, offer more twist in the mid back. Breathe in deeply. And exhale, unwind to center. And start wiggling your left foot out towards the right side of your mat, playing around with your left knee on top of your right. Okay, so this again will feel different. You might not be making the same shape as you were on the other side, but seek the same sensation. So again, just rock your hips from side to side, feel your sits bones on the mat. Take a breath in, lengthen the crown of your head, lengthen your spine, and exhale, hinge forward for Gomukhasana or cow face. Not doing the arms today, just focusing more on the hips and the fold here. Again, your blocks or supports are there to help you, to support you here. Rest looks very different for most of us these days. We don't have a physical, um, maybe break that we're used to, a vacation or a weekend away or something to help us see something different, get out of the grind of our daily lives. So there's a little work involved in finding more rest in our lives these days, but it still exists, even as small as that pause between our breath in and our breath out. And I hope that inspires or encourages you to know that even the smallest breaks can still feel restorative. It might be standing by the kettle as you wait for your water to boil for your tea. Maybe you set the kettle and you walk around to do one chore usually, but what if you sat and listened to the steady rise of the bubbles and the steam and the few minutes that it takes for your water to boil? You offer up that time for rest. It can be something so simple, so small, that's already a part of your daily life. Child's pose is already a part of most of our practices, and yet we can come to it often throughout our practice as a moment of rest. What are you doing, even like breathing, that can become a moment of rest for you? Stay for a breath out. Gently work your way back up to a seated position, nice and slowly. And then uncross your legs. We'll take one more windshield wiper before we move down onto our back. So just rock your knees from side to side. Feel almost like an instant release in the low back. So slow. And then when you're ready, lengthen your legs out and make your way all the way onto your back. When you land, Supta Baddha Konasana, soles of your feet together, knees out wide. You can bring your blocks underneath your knees and the outside of your knees to offer a little bit of support. And then I invite you to bring your arms up overhead to connect your hands towards one another. You don't have to clasp anything. This should be like as low energy as possible. But notice right now that your body is making an infinity shape. I know how tired you are. I know how hard you're working on your mat and off. But much like the infinity shape, we can keep going. But we can't go on and on forever in infinity without stopping to rest. Your body is not designed to move without rest. So, your Shavasana, your moment of rest during the day, is not something that you earn. It's a part of who you are. It's something that you need simply to carry on. You do not have to prove yourself worthy of rest. It is your right. Slowly bring your hands, one hand to your heart, one hand to your belly. If it feels better to take a fallen bridge with your knees not together and your feet at the edges of your mat, feel free to take that as well. Press down gently with the hand on your heart. Press down so gently with your hand on your belly. Feel the weight of your own power. Take a breath in, exhale, Shavasana. Stretch your arms and legs out deep into your mat. Offer up the rest you deserve. You do not want to miss this. I'll call you out when it's time. Breathe in deeply through your nose. And exhale, let it all go. If you can, stay here a little bit longer. Wherever you are, I thank you so much for the time that you've taken today for your practice. Thank you for the support that you give to your body by finding time to rest. You are worthy. You are deserving. That time and space belongs to you. It's your job to recapture it. The student and teacher in me is so grateful for the student and teacher in you. What an honor it is to be a part of your journey. Together we nod and say, Namaste. Thank you again so much for your practice. I'm going to keep it nice and quiet. I think we lost Courtney. Be so well, drink lots of water. Um, Thank you so much for making this time. This was a really special practice for me today. Rest as long as you can, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.